welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. Today is what, 29. So the word of the day is annoyance. Yeah, don't you just hate that? It's a word definitely you can write about. What are the things that annoy you, and what are the things that because it annoy you, you can't release it? So that's the word of the day for a journal mood: annoyance. All right, so one of my favorite categories to talk about, of course, and when I'm thinking about genres and the year I'm having, romance. And today, romance, I'm picking my top 5. It is hard because I read 26 romances here. 26. And to kind of narrow it down to this, I thought about the books that I still think about, the books that I got something out of, like in terms of beyond just romance, like how do I feel about the book after reading it months ago. And these are the 5, guys. These are the 5. And I've changed my mind about 3 times on the 4 and 5 ones. I've actually took one off, and yeah. So one of the things that I definitely had experienced this year is that I kind of got some recommendation off of TikTok. I am not a big TikTok person in terms of books. I'm on there mainly crafting, like sewing and journal stuff. But once in a while I look and see what they're reading. And this book I end up picking because people were crying. And I was like, yeah, but it made me cry. 1,000 boy kisses. And this book is really a YA. And now that I think about it, I started reading a YA this year. Yeah, I did, because this was a YA. But this is just knowing at a young age. When you think of love at a young age, it's oftentimes real because they have not experienced heartbreak. They have not experienced life. They have not been tainted by the world. So oftentimes when they are in love, they really are. But this is really following two, a young woman and a guy who knew each other from they were children. They were very young, and they moved in next to each other, so they're neighbors, and they were best friends and they fell for each other, but one is terminally ill. And it's just how they're going to fulfill that one wish. So this is where the young part comes in, where the grandmother talks about of getting 1,000 kisses, meaningful kisses throughout your life, and put them in a jar. So this is where you get the jar from in the picture. And it was sweet. It was also very sad, because when you know someone is not going to live long, you are trying to enjoy every day, trying to have every day be memorable as possible, because you don't know when the end is coming. So that's where the heartbreak, and you cry because you just feel sad, and you're just like, oh, just to know that that person's not going to be here soon, and at a young age, and the life plan, the future that you can imagine, and what you wanted for that future. And knowing that the possibility is not there for one of us, but how can the other person make sure that they live that life? That's where the story comes in. It's very good. It's very sad, but it's also a very good romance, and I'm glad I read it. Then we have the Unexpected Second Chance. This is Casey Mills. This is the Luke brothers. So I read the series, 3 books in the series, and I enjoy all of them. But I wanted to highlight Unexpected Second Chance because this is a man who was he divorced, and it wasn't a good marriage. And here comes this woman that's just going through it, and she's a mother, and her parents live next door to him, and they weren't there. But there's always that question about why would she not let him know. And you know, I have a heart, but there's that thing that connected him to her. So he said, hey, stay in my pool house back there, because of course he knows the neighbors. He's like, since you are the child, that's your family next door, you can stay there until they come back. But he learns a lot. He learns that the relationship she has with parents weren't good. And but he learns how that love can happen, and that he can open up. And is that especially when you have a marriage that didn't end well, you're always thinking never again. And this one was like, yeah, I was here for this. The next one is Uncovered Truth by Alexandra Warren, and she's an author that I've read a lot of this year. I absolutely love her work. And what I loved about this is a second chance. It is one of those books that is perfect for this time of the year, because the book is set in the beginning of the year. We're talking Super Bowl, because that's when they met. They were, for the game. And the male character has a new place, and he invited over to watch the game. And it was in the middle of a storm where she got there. Everything was great, but it just so happened it was just both of them there. Storm happened. She got trapped, and she unpacked why they didn't work. And he's also looking at her in a different way, because of course his feelings got hurt. What I like is that it was, yes, sexy, but you realize that sometimes you can meet somebody in the wrong time of your life. She has just been through a divorce. She was in the process of that, and he was in the process of building a career of, fresh out of college. He's just getting his feet wet. And so there's that moment where both of them, the timing was not right for both of them. But now, a couple years went by, they're in a better place, better mindset, and they're able to resolve their issue. And I was rooting for them. So I love this one. The next one is also from a series, The Highest Bidder, by Sarah Kate. Now, I've read the entire Salacious Club. If you are into hardcore, heavy-hitting, dark romance, erotica, read the series. But what I liked about this is she did a series that is heavy on the sexual content, because this is a sex club situation. But she realized that she can make it more by providing content in terms of people who use that lifestyle for more than just the physical. We're talking people who are mourning, people who are stressed, people who are unable to cope with certain things, and that is how they deal with that. And in this, you meet a man who had lost his family, essentially, and he used this wealth that he has and this ability to go to these clubs and get what he wants to fix the moment, but never quite deal with it. So he's the kind of man that he wants to be needed. He wants to be desired in ways of helping someone. And then he meets a young girl, very young girl. This is a huge age gap, which at the beginning you're like, but then at the same time you're like, oh, I like them together, that kind of deal. And she's grieving her loss of her mother, so she's clinging on to her mother by trying to find out people in her life that was meaningful, things about her mother that's meaningful. And in this case, this man who gave her mother $1 million to give to her when she got older. She wants to know who this man is. Why would he give her mother that much money? So of course, when she dig, she didn't expect to find love. She didn't expect to fall in love. She didn't expect to realize that she still needed to heal. She still needed to learn how to cope with life and not trying to depend on someone to do it for her. So there's where you get the person who wants somebody that depends on them, and then the person who needs somebody to take care of them. So this is where the balance between them go. But what I like is they acknowledge the age gap. They acknowledge the issues between them. When the secret was revealed, they acknowledge how they're going to get through that, because it was very realistic of how he reacted. Love it. Love the Paris scene. Yeah, Paris scene was hot. Love all of the things that happened, and I was rooting for them. The age gap, yes, it is a lot, but at the same time I was like, this is a couple that, yeah, they should be together. That's how I took it. Love this. This is my favorite out of the series. I mean, I really love Give Me More. That was a poly one. That was really good too. But if I'm gonna say I want to pick one out of the series, this would be my favorite out of all 6 books. And then you have the other ones that is a summer book, If Only for the Summer, and that is Alexandra Warren. This is when I realized that, ooh, I want to read more of her books. This book is very summer, very much. You have your best friend and you are married, and you are in this, living a life, and you are in Florida. So now you invite your best friend and your husband also invited his best friend, and they now have to share a townhouse. So you get these two individuals who bonded over the man's son. He is a single father. They both are teachers, which I really liked in this, and how they were able to basically the little boy in this made the story super cute. He was just such a sweetheart. He was just such a fun person in the story, and how he really brought them together, because I think it would be hard to see how these two would have even connected if it wasn't for the little boy. Love that. I love how the romance happened between them. It didn't feel like so rushed. It felt like the banter between them was just like giving you the leading up, so you know it's gonna happen. Also, you know, at the same time, they both are trying to escape things, and they both are single for a reason, and those reasons are going to complicate their relationship. So you see that in the story and how that works out. But it was very sexy. It gives you that happy ending that you are smiling, and it's just one of those books that I just like, I will read again and again and again. So that's it, guys. Those are my top 5. So I look forward to reading some more of Alexander Warren. I definitely know Sarah Kate is going to probably do spin-off, and Casey Mills, I just think she's another one that I'm interested in reading more of her books as well. So yeah, so that's what we have for my top 5 romance of 2023, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.